There's a way of speaking and showing up on camera that results in you getting a lot more views, making a lot more sales in your business, and just having a better time as a creator. And this is an approach I've been taking for about, well, I took it like for 6 years ago, and I started making videos, and it's gotten me millions of views. Got to make quite a lot of sales for my business. And the best part is it's really just quick and easy and doesn't require a whole lot of grand effort or anything like that. And basically the way that I'm talking about is to really just embody you, be you. Some people call this being authentic, which is our natural state, I think. So why does being in your natural state work so well? Now, I take it an extra step, by the way. I actually just shoot in very natural places, the places that I often hang out in. Because to be honest with you, I don't hang out in a studio for the most part. So it wouldn't make sense for me to be filming in a studio all the time. But the reason that this works so well is because people are buying from people, right? And I was speaking with a client earlier today, and we were talking about how this person didn't want to do, 6 tips to do XYZ. And I think it's a silly approach, just as they did. Because we don't need 6 tips. We've had enough tips. But what we haven't had as much of is unique humans doing unique things, encountering unique situations and problems, and then solving them. That is useful, because when I read 6 tips to do XYZ, I don't really understand how that could possibly fit in my life, because it's sterile. It doesn't have the depth. It doesn't have the nuance and the edge that a story has. So by telling a story, you're able to humanize those tips. And when you humanize the tip, it just becomes apparent how to implement it in your scenario. Or maybe you're doing something like what I do, which is help people solve their problems with content creation and with their business. And I talk about my problems that I've had, that I've solved. And I talk about the time where I was terrified to ask anyone for more than €10 an hour until one day I was so sick and tired of it and so confused as to how people are making loads of money every month, like 10, 20 grand a month. How are they doing that if I can barely get €10 an hour and the clients suck? And I just don't see how that's ever going to turn into 20K a month. I literally felt like that. And then after some conversations with people, after, working with mentors and learning from people doing the thing I wanted to do, I was able to solve that problem. So I had the pain that a lot of people have. And I solved it. And now I get to enjoy the suppleness of not being terrified about money anymore. And if people don't want to pay what I want to be paid, it's okay. There's obviously not an alignment there. And I've come to that place because I was a human who lived that experience. And why is it effective to communicate like this? Because there's so many people just like you. Yes, there's embellishments on their story. Yes, they have a different name. Yes, they have a different hair color. Maybe they have a beard. Maybe they don't have a beard. Maybe their beard is longer. But none of that really matters. We can all take a little piece from another person's journey. And that means that someone can take a piece from yours, my friend. So if you're not sharing your journey, because you're hiding behind a list and a script and a teleprompter, How are we going to see that part of you? How are we going to see ourselves in you? How are we going to have the courage through watching you have the courage and witnessing your past self on their arc? How are we going to ever believe the same might be possible for us? Yeah, we could be one of the few people who's just so friggin' resilient and doesn't need to see anyone do anything and they just do it. But I know that a lot of people don't just wake up and be like, I'm going to conquer the world today. They wake up and they say, I would like to grow and I would like to develop myself and I would like to improve my skills and maybe I would like to have some more confidence. And I would like to witness another human that can be my support whilst I go and achieve all of those things. And that can be you. I hope that's what I'm offering here for you today. And when you really tap into this nature, and remember how you were always designed to be, everything just gets easier. Because you're literally being authentic. If you don't feel like you're authentic, it's because you're doing stuff that is not aligned with who you literally are. And don't confuse discomfort with authentic, or with being inauthentic. A lot of people do that. They're like, I don't feel authentic. It's like, no, you feel uncomfortable because you're growing. And you need to grow because in order for you to become the person that you want to be, you have to do things that you have not yet done. That means you have to ask people for more money if you want to make more money. That means you have to put yourself out there if you want to reach more people. That means you have to learn what's wrong with your business in order to fix it so that you can make more progress. But you don't know right now. So you need to go and research it. You need to go and study. You need to ask for help from people. And that is how you push through the discomfort. And then when you show up authentically, just as a person who is a person with stories and pain and success to varying degrees, it all just flows. We don't need more teleprompter bros. So just be you and have the cojones to express yourself as you are. And if you want support with this, I've got the Conscious Creator Club down below. There's 1,000 people in there now. Pretty cool. All making their first videos, making their first offers, making their first high ticket sales, helping people by helping themselves. So if you're interested in that, you can join, link below. And also, I'm going to be running a creator sprint starting August. So if you want to join in on that, you can hit the link below to apply. This is where I'm going to teach you all of my processes. You get weekly calls with me 3 times a week. You get all of my resources. You get support of the community doing it all together. It's a lot of fun and people make a lot of progress in this. It's the fastest way if you want to grow, to do it alongside someone who's already done it. So if that's interesting, click the link below. Other than that, you can check out this video here, which is a playlist of all of the videos in my organic attraction method process. It's how I build an audience and make money on the internet. So you can just learn that there.